Hello everyone! Some people ask me how I made 52 videos in a year. In other words, a video per week. How's that even possible for a person like me with a family, 2 kids and a full-time job? I would like to share some tips with you that help me to build Swift and tips every day. And this is not only for making videos on YouTube. Believe me, this will help you the rest of your life. My name is Pete and this is Swift and tips. 2 years ago, my friend and mentor Eduardo Urias recommended me a book called Atomic Habits. I wasn't a person that reads so much, but I gave a try because a title like that looked promising. Let me tell you that this book changed my life forever. Atomic Habit has a simple goal: being 1% better every day, reducing the friction to establish good habits and increase it for bad ones. Steven Pressfield also calls friction resistant on his book The Word of Art, another great book dedicated to fight procrastination. In my case, I wanted to build a routine to make videos on YouTube. But as I said before, I have a full-time job and a family. That's not negotiable. I have two only available times: working so early in the morning or working so late at night. I first tried to work at night, but it was terrible. Working at night worked for me years ago, but now with a lot of responsibilities and kids to care, it's not an option anymore. It's complicated to stay focused after a full day of activities. I am exhausted after 10 p.m. and that's produced to me a lot of frictions to keep going. Then I thought, why not working early in the morning? I've never been a morning person, to be honest. But I said, that's my only free time. I started waking up at 5 a.m. every day. Sounds crazy, but I discovered something really cool. Everyone is still sleeping at that time, and nothing is distracting me to making the job, which is great. Now, how to keep the momentum to waking up next morning at 5 a.m. again? Well, the first thing I had to do is carrying off my sleep cycle. Going to bed not late than 10 p.m. every night, as much as I can, of course. Trying to sleep at least 7 hours, I discovered that worked for me. One thing I learned is that you need to find your own place and time. For some people, it's working in the morning, for others, it's working at night. But the thing is, exploring. All of us are different. We need to give some time to find the right spot. Maybe the first try won't be ideal for long term, but soon you will find your own too. Now, once I got the time in the morning, how much do I need to do to make a video? The answer is as much as I can. That's another thing I learned. Do whatever you can in the amount of time you got. I could establish a number of activities to complete every day, but what will happen if I have a busy morning and I can make all my activities? That will produce a lot of distraction to me. I mean, you don't need to hurry without any reason, right? I prefer, and I discover that working a few minutes every day is way better than trying to adjust a lot of hours in just one single day, for example, on weekends. It's super effective to work daily instead of just every week or every month, because you keep the momentum, the continuation of your work. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in just a few minutes every day. It's that simple. Be constant. Of course, nothing is perfect. There are some days that I'm so tired and I don't want to wake up. What can I do those days? My hack is the 2 minutes rule from James Clear, the same author of Atomic Habits. What's that? It's just making a task that literally takes you 2 minutes of your effort and attention. For example, imagine that you want to prepare for a marathon. That's really cool, but you haven't done exercise yet. How to start? Some people could say, okay, you just need to run 1 hour every day. That's cool, but that's a lot of friction for a person that is a beginner. Why not starting with 10 minutes, running 10 minutes, right? That's even better, but what will happen those days that you don't want to go outside? For that, let's apply the rule of 2 minutes. And that is wearing your sport clothes and shoes, and that's all. Yeah, you may say, oh, but how that wanna work? The thing is that your mind is indirectly ready to run, because with a pretty simple task, you break the friction. You are ready with your clothes to do exercise. Let's do then 10 minutes of exercise. And 30 minutes later, you're still running. I have other examples. Instead of saying, I will read a book every night, let's say, let's read just one page every night. One. Study for an exam is just open your notebook. Fold the laundry becomes fold one pair of socks. I think you get the idea. If you still don't believe me, that also works for bad habits. For example, try to spend just 2 minutes on Instagram during a break. You will realize that you maybe spent 20 minutes just scrolling down. That's the power of the 2 minutes rule. In my case, when I'm so tired to record, my 2 minutes rule is just putting the tripod in front of me, in front of the desktop. With that simple action, I find out that I can break the friction and then keep going plugging in the rest of my gadgets here. Magical, but it works. Give it a try. Lastly, I want to share something really important to you. You have to learn to enjoy the process. Why so many fails trying to lose weight after the holiday celebrations? Why gyms are so crowded on January and then a few weeks later everything goes to normal? That's because most of them are not enjoying the new habits. What I mean with this is to focus on the daily work, not in the goal. Let's go back to the lose weight example. Let's imagine that you want to lose 40 pounds and with a great diet and exercise, you made it. That's cool. Now what? If you just focus on the goal, once you made it, then you don't know what's next, and that confusion will produce a lot of friction for you. Your internal mindset didn't change to establish the new process, the new habits as your standard in your life. That's critical to keep ahead. In my case, structuring the work made my life easier. I created a Kanban board where I put all the activities I have to do, all the coming videos for you. That also helped me to not forget anything. Great ideas are there. Leaving everything in your mind is not really a good idea. I take notes of all my activities every day. I prefer to use a real notebook and write down all the activities instead of having an application for that. The phone has a lot of other distractions that I want to avoid. All of that helped my mind to be fresh and free and avoid overwhelming of all the activities, of all the things I have to do. I also want to share something with you. I also wanted to be a teacher since 5 years old. Years later, I discovered computer science and that became another passion in my life. Combining those passions, I created Swift and Tips. But that's not enough to keep ahead because I will have good days and bad days. I will have days with all full motivation and days that I always ask me why I'm still here. After trial and error, I discovered that making these video formats, it's something that I really love. I want to help you to discover how Swift and CFUI works under the hood, because I have done a lot of mistakes in projects and interviews, not forgetting why things works in that way in a language or a framework. That curiosity is still in me, and I wanted to share it with you with my own style. I don't really care about the numbers. What I really care is when some of you send me a message saying thank you because my video helped me a lot to fix an issue or learn something new. That's another important thing that helped me to enjoy the process. With at least one of you making your work or your knowledge better, that's something that makes me happy. If you're still looking for what's your passion or what makes you happy, I will recommend you to make the Ikigai exercise. There is a great video from the Future channel that helped me a lot finding that passion. You have the links in the description, but also the links if you want to purchase any of the books that I mentioned earlier. If you find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter, where I share content daily. This channel is focused on Swift and SwiftUI, but sometimes I would like to make special videos like reviews or productivity tips like this one. That's all for me, guys. Thank you very much and have a great day.